I hit my best friend's car and he still does not know. It was 2013 and I just got my license. I was parking to go to school and I was momentarily distracted and smashed into the back of his car. I went home right away. He had a little Toyota and I had an SUV and my car was fine. His car was f***ing wrecked from behind. It looked like someone took a baseball bat and f***ing just went ham. My mom then drove me to school and I never mentioned it to anyone. A little piece of paint chipped off onto his car from a sticker I had and I just took it off my car. It matched the color of like 3 kids in my grade's car and people began to speculate which person did it. I would overhear it and be like, that sounds like a Mike move. One of the people. The worst part is, I've done really well and can more than pay it back and not lose a wink of sleep. It was like $4,000 from what I recall, but I'm never going to do it.
I hit a car at night, and I didn't leave a note on the other car. One night I came home from work late at night. I was trying to park, and while I was looking behind me, or was it in the review mirror? I misjudged how far away the car behind me was, and I hit it. I got out and inspected the other car, and there didn't seem to be any damage. Or at least I didn't see any in the darkness. I looked around and found no neighbors at their windows. I was so afraid to get caught because I knew I couldn't afford to pay for any damages, so I didn't leave a note and parked somewhere else. I don't remember any damage to my car. I feel bad about it, so here I am confessing on here anonymously like a chicken shit. I realized I'm a bad driver at night, and now I don't drive freeways or long distances, especially at night. Oh, and the other car was an old school sports car.
Crashed a car as a valet and got away with it. Somehow, for the past year I've been working as a valet for an upscale steakhouse. This happened my first day on the job. Our lot is about 20 spots long, with big square concrete pillars between every 3 spots. It was my first day, so I was still trying to settle in and get comfortable with the way things run. And of course I wanted to impress, so I was going as fast as I could within reason. Well, as more and more people showed up, I guess I started to rush, and as I was parking this brand new Toyota Camry I pulled forward to adjust and accidentally turned into a pillar, completely destroying the left side from the front fender to the back door. Since it was my first day I was too embarrassed and nervous to say anything. Like I said, it was when I parked it, so I had to keep working knowing that the customer could come out any second. Luckily it had gotten dark by the time they came out, so I pulled the car up. They approached from the right and the left side was very dark, so they didn't even notice. I was also holding the door open, of course. My manager did see the damage but never said anything, probably just assumed it came in like that since the customers didn't mention it. Since then I haven't had a single problem, not a scratch. For what it's worth, most of our customers are very well off, so I'm not exactly boiling over with guilt. Just grateful I got to keep the job and not pay for the damage. Some extra details. The customer never returned or called, and company policy is if an employee damages a vehicle they are either fired or charged for at least half of the damage.
Tore off someone's new car bumper when trying to park. One time I was going to the mall when I 19 years old, in my older Jeep Wrangler, no doors, no top, with an extended hitch on it. I loved the extended hitch. When I backed into spaces, it helped me judge my spacing. Normally, I found a parking spot way up front of this busy mall. I took action and hurried to back into that spot. I was rushing, too distracted on a fucking spot than other cars. I backed into the spot, boom. I hit a goddamn car. I go out to check. It's a fucking brand new Corvette. I felt like I can smell the new car scent from next to it. Panic, sheer panic. My parents said if I get one accident or ticket I'm off their car insurance. I knew there were cameras around the front of the mall. I was doomed for sure. I cover my license plate with a shirt and a bag and drove home. I did not uncover my plate until I was home. Over an hour-long ride. When I pulled away, I heard something dragging. I shit you not. This new car's whole bumper is stuck on my hitch. I didn't hit the car that hard, but I guess it was perfect angle? I managed to damage his radiator. I know what a radiator is because mine was going bad. I fought the bumper off. Left it in the spot I was supposed to be parked in. I drove off. Stopped before leaving the parking lot, grabbed a paper, pen and wrote down my information. I put it on the wiper and got back into the Jeep. I went 2 lights down, went back to the damaged car and took my note back. Went home. Stayed home. I learned the saying, women driver, no survivor. Never shared before. Never got caught either.
I used to steal my neighbor's car every night and never got caught. During college, I used to live with my grandmother. At the time, she had requested our neighbor, aged 35-something who didn't have to work because of some large inheritance, to teach me driving. So every morning, before college, I'd get a free driving lesson and I picked it up pretty fast. One day he was getting late for something and told me to drop him off, park the car and return the keys before leaving for college. I did the first two, but never returned the keys. I went to college, made a duplicate key, and when I got home, I sincerely apologized to him for forgetting to drop off the keys. After that day, I'd sneak out of the house late night and take myself for a drive, and it was amazing. The breeze and empty streets were fantastic. The city is just something else at night. After a couple of days, he realized that his petrol was getting over super fast, but he didn't suspect anything. He just told me that he thinks the neighbors are really jealous of him, that's why they steal the petrol from his car at home. He was so delusional. I have so many other incidents that happened during this period, which we'll save for another time, but I never got caught.
I bumped my car into a car on a parking lot and never told anyone. So I was reversing into the parking spot at my school and bumped the car behind me a little. The only damage to either car was a little dent on the other car's license plate from the hitch of my car. I was planning on informing the other guy if I ever found out who it was, but the car was gone when I got out of school. And I haven't seen the car ever since, which makes me fear I actually broke something about it, and I hope that the car belonged to someone who graduated the next week. In hindsight, I could have gone to the principal's office and asked him to get the owner of the car to the office so I could have told them what happened and apologize. It weirdly didn't occur to me at the time, and I would have probably been too embarrassed to do it even if I had thought of it. If you're a young person who owns a silver Mercedes or BMW, I can't remember, in northwestern Finland, and your license plate has a dent, I sincerely apologize, and if that's not enough, please contact me if you want to fight about it.